Hi guys, so this is a super quick video just with an idea that might help you out with your workflow. So when you're making tracks, you often start to have all sorts of different creative ideas or feel that there are things you want to add to the track and you need to take notes. And of course, there are a bunch of ways we can do this, from the traditional pen and paper through to maybe using a word processing document, Word, something like that, for example. And also you can actually take lots of notes in live, which is another very efficient way of doing things. So pretty much, I'll say everything, but a huge amount of the things in live, your clips, for example, you can edit info text, and that just gives you a little box down here in the left, and I can write in anything that I please there as a reminder about what this clip is doing or how I might want to advance it. You can do the same for your devices, for tracks, and so on. However, again, I find that tends to leave you with notes all over the place, which can be quite difficult to manage. And instead, I prefer to create a to-do list, which is a good way of getting your tracks finished. So you may, for example, let's say we're listening through to this. And I think, okay, I'm still going to work a little bit on the art, but it'd be nice to have some synth stabs that are coming in to accompany this. So I need to add that to my to-do list. So what I do is just create a MIDI track. Make this nice and big so it's easy to see, and call this ideas. And then I can come in and double click to create an empty MIDI clip. We're not going to hear this. We're not going to use this at all. It's just for note taking. And this particular note is about stabs. And then we can right click, edit info text, and you're going to put your notes in here. So we might have stab pattern derived from art, let's say. And we'll have bright 1 bar driving. Just very, very quick notes. And then we can stash that out the way. And as soon as we hover our mouse over it, so let me just open that. If we are going to look at it, as soon as we hover our mouse over it, you can see it's appearing in the bottom left. And so you might have a whole bunch of these different ideas of things that you're going to do. Maybe you've listened through to your arrangement when the track is nearly finished and you know that it's not quite right. So you listen through and you just start taking notes in here as it's playing to give yourself a to-do to finish. So we might have something in here, I don't know, about the bass. It's a bit unimportant really what I'm writing here. Then when you come back to the track, maybe you take a break, you're going to come back, you've got a to-do list to action, and you can look at each of these things and work on it. And then when it's finished, again, I just like to use the 0 key or right click deactivate if you're in live 8. And this just kind of ticks these off and it gives you a tick list. And it's a nice way of working to push forward and get over that finish line with the track. So I hope you found the video useful and enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, please do share them with us, particularly if you've got some tips on productivity and workflow. We'd love to hear about them. Great place to post this would be our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/quantized courses. Hope to see you there. Take care.